Ball on Dimension Cable 5. Tonight we feature the Redskins of Woodsfield going against the Newark Catholic Green Wave in the Division 5 Regional Championship game at Whitefield. The sponsors for tonight's game are the Park National Bank, Walker & Batat Ford, the Duke Oil Company, State Farm Insurance, Progress Point Chevrolet Toyota, Z-Bart, First Federal Savings and Loan, Newark Chrysler Plymouth. Good evening, my name's Doug Leach, and with me to call the game tonight is Leon Melanzi. He'll be bringing you the play-by-play, and we're just about set for the kickoff here at Whitefield on probably one of the best nights for football as far as what you think of weather for football is concerned. It's a very brisk, chilly night. We have a full house, both sides of the field. Good crowd here to watch this championship game between Newark Catholic and Woodsville, coached by Jim Sircosta. Woodsville comes into this game tonight with an 8-1-1 record. Newark Catholic with a 9-1 record, coached by J.D. Graham.
Okay, we're ready to go. Montgomery will kick off with the green wave. As you see him in all the green uniform, he approaches the kick, and this game's underway. It's a short, high into a rank kick going down about 25-yard line. Goes straight ahead as our running back Chrisman, and he is hit and dragged down by a host of the green wave. And this Division 5 playoff game is underway from Whitefield. Like you mentioned, a beautiful night for football. The crowd is here. The anticipation has been in the air since we arrived about 5 o'clock tonight, and this ought to be a good one. Jay Sircosta, the head coach, he's 8-1-1 this year. First time this team has ever been in the playoffs. They'll come out with a straight backfield. The quarterback, of course, for them is Mr. Graham. He's at the helm. He's a senior. He's got us set in backfield. He'll hand off. We're going to go with a fake reverse. It is a reverse pass. Plenty of time. He throws a long pass downfield. Wide open. It's going to be gone. At the 10, the 5. He's in for a touchdown immediately. They take the lead on a bomb. The big offensive tight end Potts just on a fake reverse and the halfback option, and well, they start out with a bomb.
First play from scrimmage seemed to throw everybody for a loop. A halfback option. He throws the ball to Potts. Potts goes all the way in for a touchdown. We've got a 6-0 game right now in favor of Woodsville. Getting ready now for the extra point attempt.
Right. Reese back will attempt the extra point. He'll do all the kicking tonight. 6-0 immediately. Woodsfield takes the lead. The snap, the put down, the kick is up. It's high enough, it's long enough, it's good. And immediately it's a 7-0 lead on the first play of tonight's ball game. The halfback option goes for the bomb.
Only 30 seconds ticked off the clock so far, and already Woodsville has taken a strong commanding lead in the opening minutes of this game with a 7-0 lead over the Green Wave of Newark Catholic. I'm sure JD will have something to say to his players about that one.
Well, you have to wonder, they probably saw something in the films, and they're a big team, they're a fast team, they like to get out quick, so they run the halfback option and they score. So we'll see what the Green Wave can do when they get the hands-on offense. Of course, they'll have Kurtschell at the helm with Musselman and Heffley in the backfield. But first things first, we've got to return the kickoff. And back deep will be Chuck Ruff, number 42. Heffley is up in front of him. Musselman to the far side. Boy, talk about lightning. We already had it tonight. My heavens.
It's plays like that that tend to make you believe this could wind up being one awfully high-scoring ball game.
Reese Beck will do the kicking off as we kind of check our notes here, Doug, as we even get organized. As we mentioned, they're 8-1-1. First time the school's ever been in the playoffs.
I think that...
Coach Jay Costa has been at the helm for 13 years. He's got a record of 91, 32, and 5. And that is not shabby no matter where you play your football.
And this is the first year that Woodsville has ever been close to being in a playoff game.
So we're ready. As you approach, and he kicks it off tonight, it's a high end-over and kick straight away. It's going right down to Ruff. Ruff straight ahead behind the wedge. Gets a block, gets hammered and hit and dropped at the 30. And the Green Wave offense will come out on the field first and 10 at the 30-yard line. Like I mentioned, the backfield will have no surprises tonight. Shell will be at the quarterback, Musselman at one halfback, Heffley at the fullback, Parker will be the man in the slot. Of course, Scott Sanders, he'll be snapping the ball.
Let's see what JD has up his sleeve for the first play of the game.
Wing back near side is Parker. Shell looks over that 5-2 defense. He sets the wave. It's a handoff near side. He turns a corner. Musselman's going to be hemmed in and dropped after about a 4-yard gain. Bring up second and long. We'll make it about 6. Well, they're not going to give him that much approach. Now they're going to say they only got about 3. So immediately they just run to the short side of the field. The 5-2 defense for Woodsfield. They've been in it all year long from what we understand from their head coach, and they stay in the second play. Shell checks the defense. Nose man over Sanders. Barksy singles. It's a counter trap to Parker. He's going to go nowhere. He's hammered to the ground by Chrisman. Scott's a junior, 175-pound nose man, and right there he took on Sanders and he won the war. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Wave. Chris Shell goes far to the near far side, and in the wing comes Parker. Shell sets his team. He'll go straight back to throw. He's got some good protection. He fires out in the flat. In and out and almost intercepted.
That was a close play. That was awfully close.
They'll have to punt it away now as Woodsfield wins the first war. It is 4th and long. The Green Wave will have to put it up, and that will be, of course, Montgomery. Montgomery sets back. He's got 3 blockers in front of him. Prickett is deep. And it's a high spiral punt. Going to be taken on the right and dropped. Now he picks it back up. Roberson, and now he's looking for a place to go, and there's nowhere to go. As the Wave smothers him at the 35-yard line. We got 9:50 to go in the first quarter. And on the first play of the game, Woodsfield went for the bomb. They connected, and they lead it by a score of 7-0.
The interesting thing is, too, they started that last play on the 35. They'll try it again. Maybe not the same play, but they're going to...
The senior Graham come out of quarterback. They go to power I formation in the backfield. The Wave in their normal 4-4. They'll go to the tailback straight ahead, and he hits a wall. He's absolutely nowhere.
Dropped right at the 35. Absolutely no gain on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Woodsville Redskins. Woodsfield.
There you
I'll
go.
get that for this
game. There you go.
I promise.
Prickett actually went nowhere. Might have lost a yard, but they'll just say 2nd and 10. Along that front is Burrow, Gilmore, Ulaheg, and Willard for the Green Wave. The linebackers, of course, are Parker, Heffley, Sanders, and Marcus. It is 2nd and long. It's a sweep to the near side. And Roberson turns a corner, gets a couple yards. He pulls his way forward. He's going to give him about 8 yards. A good 2nd down play. We'll make it 3rd down and 2. Ulaheg and Saunders in on the tackle. They'll bring a play in from the bench. See what they come up with. 3rd and 3, they're going to call it. They come out of the huddle. Shoemaker over the ball as Graham checks the Green Wave 4-4 defense. He sets his club. Pro set in the back. It's going to be a swoop to the far side. And there goes Prickett, and he's nailed.
Big loss.
A big defensive play by the Green Wave. Marcus made the stop, and the Green Wave is held. And Newark should get the ball back at decent field position, as Woodsfield will have to punt it away.
Make it about 4th down and 8. Now the punter for Woodsfield has got about a number 80, Respect. He's got just a little over a 30-yard average on punts.
Good snap. That's a bad kick. He shanked it.
Not this time.
That ball's going to roll down about the 49-yard line of the Green Wave. Excellent field position as we trail up by a score of 7-0.
That punt took just a little bit of a Woodsfield bounce, and then it turned itself around and took a Newark Catholic bounce. The Green Wave will get the ball right about midfield. Good field position this time with 7 minutes and 52 seconds now left in the first quarter of play.
See what Coach Graham has them do on their 2nd offensive play of the night. They had to punt it away the first time. 5-2 defense for the Skins. Shells calling an audible at the line of scrimmage. Ends are slot out either side. Handoff, second man through Musselman. He gets nowhere. As the middle of that defensive line just comes to the forefront. Respect, the first man to hit him along with a host of Woodsfield players.
Making about a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8.
Mike Helfer comes into the ball game for the Green Wave. A play from Coach J.D. Graham. We'll see if he puts it up tonight.
That 5-2 defense of Woodsfield, it looks like they're really going to shut everything off right down the middle.
The senior Kurt Shell at the helm. Sets his ball club. Quick drop back. Pass out in the flat. It's complete. And Helfer is hit at, but after he gets the first down, it'll be a first down Green Wave. See where they give him the momentum. Yes, first down. The first down of the night for the Green Wave. Keeps the drive going.
So about a 9-yard pickup.
Just a quick down and out. And the drive continues.
Be first and 10 for the Green Wave from the 39 of Woodsfield.
Out of the huddle comes Sanders. He's over the ball at center. Shell checks the defense. He goes straight back in the pocket. He pumps. No one's open. Now he scrambles. He throws up in the middle. Great catch by Heffley. He turns it, gets another first down.
A beautiful catch by Heffley. A nice one arm, just kind of tap it back down into the body and hang on for dear life.
First down for the Irish. That's first down number 2. And 2 good plays right there as the first quarterback, Shell, had to dance for his life and found Heffley open over center for the first down. 10-yard gain, first and 10 for the Wave as the drive continues.
27-yard line.
I formation in the backfield. Heffley up close. The I man is Musselman. Parker's on the wing far side. Ends are in tight. Handoff Musselman right over tackle, and he gets a couple of hard-earned yards. Chrisman made the stop. Scott's a junior, 175 pounds. They got some beef along that defensive line, but they're more
nice
quickness.
Line.
175 pounds is Chrisman. Shoemaker's 180. Linehauser is 195.
Make it second down and about 7 for the Green Wave from the 25-yard line.
Parker comes to the near side. He'll be split out. I formation backfield again. Shell, Con, and Audible. Checks the defense. Ulehay gets the single. Now he'll set that big line. Handoff first, second man through is Musselman. He gets a couple more yards going over that left side of that line. As the drive by the Green Wave is on the ground right now, they're trying to get some first downs, and they're going to try and punch it in to tie the game up.
We've got a little over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. J.D. Graham trying to get his team to move downfield, trying to keep this game within reach. Right now it's only to 7-0 in favor of the Redskins.
Split backs in the backfield. Quick pitch near side is Heffley. Gets a block. Turns it upfield. It gets a couple more hard-earned yards. Crosses the 20 down to the 19.
If it's not a first down, it will be awfully short yardage.
We'll see what Coach Graham does. The first tough decision of the night. It's 4th and 2. We'll call it 2. It's a long 2. In comes Shell with a play from the bench. And looks like they're going to go for it. We'll see what the Skins do on defense. See if they stack it up with a 5 or 6 man front here. 4th and 2, split backfield. Ends in tight. Parker on the wing. Far side, handoff as Heffley goes wide. He's not going to make it. Well, let's see where they give him the momentum.
See where they mark it. Looks like it'll be close, but Leon, I think you might be right.
He did not make it. Turnover. Well, I tell you, good defense right there. They tried to go wide, but they were denied by Woodsfield. They went to a 6-3, and the outside linebacker crushed inside and made a good defensive play, and that stops the drive.
So far, the pass has been working fairly well for Newark Catholic. They decided to go to the run, and Woodsville's just shutting everything down on the run. They've shut it down in the middle. They've shut it down on the short side, the wide side.
Shoemaker brings his ball club out. He's over center. Graham at the quarterback, man in motion is Sims. They go straight ahead. He's a stone wall, bounces off, picks up some good yards and keeps rolling. And that was Prickett, and Prickett is their main ball carrier, we've heard from the coaching staff. He's the man who does the work inside.
About a 6-yard gain. Let's make it second down and about 5 for the Redskins of Woodsfield.
Gain of about 6, second down 4.
Green Wave in the traditional 4-4 Notre Dame defense. I formation in the backfield. Graham looks over that defense, sets his ball club. He hands off, he fakes handoff. Marcus can't get him, he's rolling out far side, tucks the ball in, and Ulehagen runs him out of bounds. Good pressure that time by Marcus as he tried to go up top, and there was no one open, and he ran for his life and stepped out of bounds. Stops the clock with 3:21 to go first period, and with that opening bomb, Woodsfield leads it by a score of 7-0. See what they come up with. Third down and A long three. They break their huddle. Backfield, wing our side. Goes in motion to Sims. Quick pitch. Gets a good block, turns a corner, gets to the 30 and rolls to the first down. That's Prickett. Gets some more yardage.
Prickett gets more yardage at about 4 yards, maybe 4.5 yards, just enough for the first down. Make it 1st and 10 for the Redskins from their own 30-yard line.
The man in motion is Dickie Sims. He's a senior. He wears 44 and he's a 170-pounder. As they get the first down and they go at it again. Prickett in the wing, far side, T backfield in the back. Graham fakes the handoff, goes back under heavy pressure, throws out in the flat. Is it almost intercepted? No, not quite. A diving catch that time by the Green Wave try.
They're both diving for it. It was hard to see what was going on out there, but the officials were right there. No catch.
Mike Helfer almost had the interception. That time, though, Graham was under a lot of help. He was really getting hurt down there, but got away with the pass, a bad pass, and got lucky. It is 2nd and 10. Potts splits out near side. I backfield, man in the slot. Rolls out far side is Graham. Fires a long down pass, overthrown everybody. As he was looking for Rise back down the far sideline. Well covered. It will make it 3rd and 10.
It's a good pass that time. Had a nice spiral to it. The only thing is he overthrew the man. Newark Catholic showing us excellent pass defense so far tonight. The word that we got was that Woodsfield would keep it mainly on the ground, but they've decided to go upstairs a little bit more than what we were led to believe they would tonight.
John Stevens comes into that defensive backfield now. Is this 3rd and 10? We'll see if they put it up. I in the backfield. It's a draw straight ahead. He's got some blocking. He gets to the 35 and hits it down to the 39. It'll be about a yard short on the draw.
We'll bring up a 4th down and 1.
Deep in their own territory, you'll figure they'll have to punt it away. We'll see what they do. If they do that,
Riesbeck can do this time. Last time he got off a bad kick for a young man with a 30, I believe it's a 30.5 average. That's what I say. Just a little bit over 30 yards a punt. Let's see what Riesbeck can do this time.
Musselman is deep for the Green Wave. As Riesbeck gets a good snap, plenty of time, and it kicks off a high spiral. Faircastle is called by Musselman, and he gets it at the 35. And the Green Wave will start again with 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. They trail it by a score of 7-0.
Be interesting to watch and see what Woodsfield does this time on the defense. They've got themselves pretty well established as far as shutting down a running game. See if JD elects to go to the pass and see what Woodsfield can do against that.
Scott Sanders over the ball at center. Set the backfield. Shell hands off to Heffley, and he gets a few hard-earned yards as a host of Skins just make the defensive play. Knuckle, number 70. Ring, number 72. Christman, 61. Shoemaker, 60. And Sims, 44 is the top. Those are the 5 men in the trenches for this ball club. They play a 5-2 basically. 2nd and 8 for the Green Wave. Shell gets a quick pitch to Stevens. Stevens gets a block, turns to the 45, gets hit and hammers his way to the 50.
Midfield. First down for the Green Wave at midfield stripe.
And that time Stevens got a good block near side, cut it up inside and got the first down. And the Wave gets a first down like we mentioned, 1:23 to go in the first quarter. But we trail it by a score of 7-0.
The nose of the ball is just inches on the Green Wave side of the 50-yard line.
Stevens a senior. And he stays in the backfield with Heffley. Shell sets his team. Parker on the wing. Quick pitch to Stevens. Ulehank throws a block, but he's hammered at the line of scrimmage and gets no gain. And that time a host of Sims was the first guy to hit him. Ricky's a senior, 170-pounder. We'll give him the main hit. And Linehauser also to stop the inside linebacker. Second and 10 for the Wave. As Shell brings his troops out. He'll set that line.
35 seconds left, first quarter.
Flanker trap zero, and it's open as Parker goes to the 45, maybe to 44. And that's the counter play they've ran over the years, and it works many, many times. Inside flanker trap. Big yardage that time for the Wave. It'll bring up third and short. They're going to call it about 3rd and 3. 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And that will probably be the end of the first quarter, and it will be. With the score, Woodsfield 7, the Green Wave nothing. The first quarter ends at Woodsfield. And with that, we'll take a Cable 5 timeout. Back to start the second action of play. The Green Wave trails it by a score of 7-0. Doug, good first quarter.
Good first quarter. Woodsfield came out with a very impressive halfback option from their own 35-yard line, and with just 30 seconds ticked off the clock, they go in for the score. That's where we're at right now, 7-0. Newark Catholic has moved the ball well on the second, I think it was their second possession. They seem to be moving along pretty good now, but when they get down and start to get close, Woodsfield just shuts the door on them.
They shut it down with a big defensive line, a quick line, I might add. 5-2 defense, and they'll go to the strength of the Green Wave. Parker on the slot, far side. They come out in an I formation. Kurt Sell will steady his troops. Sanders over the ball. Now the line sets. The backs are up. Long count. He'll hand off. It'll be Stevens. Stevens plows his way for the first down as he gets a key block by the tight end. And of course, that's Todd Weber.
You can credit the last 2 first downs for the Green Wave to a great second effort by Stevens. He's carried the ball on both of their latest first downs. Newark Catholic's on about the 37-yard line of Woodsfield and trying to move in for the score.
Stevens again gets a block by Heffley. A good play that time by 20. And of course, that is Robertson.
Down to the 33-yard line.
They'll give him a few yards. It'll make it second and long for the Wave. 2nd and 6 they're going to call it. Second quarter just beginning in this Division 5 playoff between the Newark Catholic Green Wave and the Woodsfield Redskins. Second and 6 from the 34. Stevens, top of the eye, gets the handoff, gets a block, and he's dragged down from behind by Chrisman. And so far that middle guard on defense is doing a good job along with that time with also his Leinhauser.
Leinhauser is a 195-pound senior. He's been making a lot of the stops tonight.
Good-looking linebacker. They got a lot of speed on this ball club. That's their forte. To try and outrun you and try and outcondition you.
They've got a good-sized line, but they combine that with a lot of good speed.
3rd and 4 for the Wave. Pro set in the backfield. Shell goes straight back. It's got good protection. Fires out in the flat. It's in and out and almost intercepted. Weber went for the catch, couldn't get it, and Robertson almost had the interception. It will be 4th and 4 for the Wave. We'll see what Coach J.D. Graham calls. They'll have a play coming in from the bench, and Chris Shell will deliver it to Kurt, and it'll go to the huddle. 4th and 4 for the Wave. They trail it 7-0 at the 10:26 mark before half.
They're going to go for it.
Parker goes far side. Shell near side. Both split out. Pro set in the backfield. Handoff straight ahead. Heffley, he pulls his way.
He's across the 25. That's a first down for the Green Wave.
Straight ahead, zone blocking by that offensive line of Scott Sanders, Wilder, and Sean Farrell. That's the center and 2 guard. Jewel Haga, 1 tackle, and of course Jimmy Burrell at the other tackle.
Down to about the 24-yard line.
First down 10 to the Catholic from the 24-yard line.
Double tight end arrangement with Helfer at the far tight end. Out in the slot is Parker. Handoff Stevens straight ahead. He pulls down to the 20. And the running attack of the Green Wave is starting to come through now. They're running right behind the big guy, senior Jeff Uhlenhaeg.
They're getting Uhlenhaeg out there. He's getting good blocks for him. They're moving right ahead.
Tom Hickman enters the game for the Green Wave. He'll be a flanker. They'll come to the near side. They'll send him straight out. Far side is Jimmy Parker at the top of the screen. Stevens and Heffley in the backfield. Kurt Shell at the helm. He sets his club, looks at 5-2 Skins defense. Straight ahead is Heffley, and he's starting to build a ball worker. He gets some more yards off that right side of that line.
Dropped about the 15. Let's see where they mark.
It'll be awfully
short.
It'll be 3rd and inches, they're going to call it. Look for some straight ahead now with Stevens or Heffley. As Coach Graham has gone to the ground attack. Sanders breaks the huddle. Checking a count with the quarterback. Now he's got it. He'll go right over that pigskin. Parker up to the top of the screen. Stevens and Heffley in the backfield. It'll be Heffley straight ahead, and he gets the first down. As they get inside the 15, down to about, we'll see where they'll mark it. They'll mark it about the 13.
Newark Catholic keeping their game on the ground at the moment, eating up a lot of the clock, but they're still moving the ball well, way down into deep Woodsfield territory.
8:47, the clock is running before half. Green Wave trails at 7-0. Parker in the slot, top of the screen. Shell goes straight back to pass. Throws it in the end zone, just out of the reach of the big tight end. Todd Weber at the goal line. Incomplete pass, stops the clock at 8:27, and they will make it 2nd and 10. Fake the dive to the fullback, which has been working in the last 4 or 5 plays, and they try to get it up top with the tight end in a crossing pattern, just couldn't quite make the connection, and they'll make it 2nd and 10. Stephen and Heffley in the backfield will carry the mail right now. Parker on the wing, far side. Shell, the other end, is in tight. Toe set in the backfield, in motion is Parker. Quick pitch is Stevens. Parker gets a block. He cuts inside of it. He gets down to about the 9, maybe the 8. We'll see where they mark it. Power football by the Green Wave right now. They're going to say about the 9.
Make a 3rd down and a long 6 for the Green Wave. They need to get it down to about the 3-yard line. We've got a timeout by Woodsfield with 8 minutes and 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter of play. We'll be back after this Dimension Cable 5 timeout.
We're back at 8 minutes and 6 seconds go before half. The Green Wave on a drive. They're down at the Skins 9-yard line. They got a big play though. It's 3rd and 5. Skins come out in their traditional 5-2 defense. Linebackers right over their offensive guards. Shell sets his club. He'll go straight back to pass. He's looking in the end zone. He fires over the middle. In and out, and it falls to the end of the turf. And I was hoping that Weber could have gotten for the touchdown. So we'll see a field goal attempt, and that means Montgomery will come out on the field. As Coach Graham tries to get 3 points out of this long drive.
Woodsfield defense hasn't been quite as effective against the run as they were during the 1st quarter, but their defense against the pass has been excellent so far this 2nd quarter.
Shell will spot it at the 15. As it goes right through the light tower. The snap, the put down, the kick is up. And it is good. It's good. And the Green Wave gets on the board. With the score 7-3, the Green Wave lead it. A good drive that time.
Good drive by the Green Wave. They get down deep into Woodsfield territory. And then all of a sudden, Woodsfield once again just closes the door on them. This time we have to settle for a field goal. We can't punch it in for the touchdown, but we're still close. It's 7-3 in favor of Woodsfield. Of course, now that one bomb worked for them there in the first play of the 1st quarter, but they haven't been able to do anything since then.
Coach Graham's record at the Green Wave for 13 years, he's 126, 17-1. In 8 playoffs, his record is 10-6, and of course, he took home the bacon a few years back. As Montgomery will tee it up as he just kicked a 15-yard field goal, 10 yards deep, a 25-yard field goal for Mr. Montgomery. Puts the Green Wave on the board. Prickett is back deep for the Skins. Of course, he's got help on either side as the Green Wave breaks their huddle. The sidewinder, of course, from Montgomery. He'll get it high, he'll get it deep. Everybody's ready. The whistle, and here comes the approach. 7-3, the Green Wave trails it. A high end over end kick. Going down to Sims, he'll go straight up the alley. He breaks a tackle, he gets to the outside, and he is hammered down at about the 42-yard line. And once again, they start out in good field position.
Sims makes a good run back, breaks a couple of tackles, brings him up to the 42-yard line. Good field position once again for the Redskins.
We'll see what the Green Wave defense can do. Graham brings his ball club out of the huddle. Shoemaker over the ball at center. The 4-4 defense of Newark Catholic. He goes straight back to throw. It's a down and out near side, and it's over the outstretched arms of Potts. Just a quick down and out. Try to pick up about 8 yards. Too high of a pass. It stops the clock with 7:28 to go before half. An impressive looking ball club is this Woodsfield Skins team. 8-1-1 record. Of course, their head coach, DeCosta, he's also been there 13 years at the helm of that school. His record is 91, 32-5. So two very winning coaches control the sidelines tonight. Graham fakes the handoff. He goes straight back under heavy rush. Now he's running for his life. He throws it on the run. It's going to fall incomplete at the 45. Defensive pressure all over the place. Headley never had a chance to complete the pass.
That is the most pressure that Graham has been under so far tonight. Of course, Woodfield has shown us a different side than what we were led to believe they'd bring into this game tonight. We were led to believe that this was strictly a running club, that they had absolutely no passing program whatsoever. And so far tonight, majority of what they've shown us is pass. Right from the opening, the first play is from scrimmage.
I think that play caught everybody by surprise. I know it did us. We didn't know who had the ball. Graham's got to put it up now. It's a draw again, straight ahead. As Prickett doesn't get the first down, he'll get tackled at about the 45. That is twice they've ran that draw on 3rd and long. Either time they have not made the first down. Came up 1 yard short last time. And now it will be 4th and about 7. They'll have to punt it away, which means Riseback will get another shot to put his foot to the ball. Musselman will go deep for the Wave. He stands at about his 20-yard line.
Riseback has not had much good luck tonight with his punts.
Good snap. Hickman at the 35. He's hitting Bird right there. Good contained coverage that time by Woodsfield.
Number 65 for Woodsfield made the tackle. We don't have a 65. But that's the number on his jersey.
Well, here, pick one. Give it to somebody.
Well, let's see. Well, let's give it to 64.
Okay. All right. Nice tackle.
Just write to Leon if you have complaints.
And believe me, there probably will be. There will be. The Green Wave trails it. Got to get on the board. 7-3. We're down by 4 at the 6:24 mark before half. Kurt Schell sets his ball club in motion. Comes Parker to the near side. Quick pitch near side is Stevenson. Stevenson's going to be hit and drop behind the line of scrimmage. No, he gets away, and now he's buried. Great second effort. Only lost a yard, but he could have lost about 4 yards.
Could have lost quite a bit of yardage there.
Again on defense, Shoemaker makes a stop along with Leinhauser. Joe's that 195-pound senior Doug mentioned earlier, and a lot of tackles for this ball club. Shell comes off the bench with a play. He'll give it to Kurt, and he'll turn it to the other people. Sanders breaks the huddle first. He'll go over the ball. Bell and Wilder right next to him. The big three in the middle of that line. Kurt checks the defense. It ain't going to change. It's the 5-2. He barks his single. He goes straight back to throw. Fires out in the flat. It's caught by Heffley. He's buried. As Risebacker makes the stop. 3rd and 11. And so far, the Green Wave is really finding tough going on there. Musselman back into the ball game with a play from Coach Graham. And Stevens will come out for this one play. We're going to call it 3rd and 10.
Be a short 10. Not too short.
Back to throw is Shell. He goes deep sideline pattern. Open is Musselman. He's got the 40 to 35 to 30 and a hit and a roll out of bounds.
That was Prickett that made the stop there.
Right there, Musselman But he's just in a long sideline pattern. Shell put it right on a bunny. What a catch and what a throw.
A better position throw than that.
The Wave gets the first down. The drive continues at the 4:48 mark.
That could be just what the Green Wave needs to give them the confidence and the momentum to just punch it in this time.
He beat the defensive back one-on-one coverage. Now Parker comes to the near side. He'll reset himself. He'll be in the slot. I formation. Stevens at the top of the I. He'll get the handoff straight ahead. Gets a block. It gets hammered at the 24. Down into the 25.
Christman and Kuhn on the stop that time.
Green Wave trying to get the go-ahead touchdown.
Second down and 7. Ball at the 27.
Mike Helfer into the ball game with a play. He'll come to the near side. He'll be the tight end. Parker will be on his wing. The I formation again. Heffley in front. Stevens at the top of it. Shell sets his club. Second and long. Straight ahead, power play, he breaks it. Heffley at the 15, the 10, the 5. Get in there, touchdown Green Wave.
A 9-7 score now. Newark Catholic finally hits pay dirt. They get into the end zone. Now the momentum has really shifted and we can turn it all back to that one play from Sheldon Musselman. That got the momentum going in Newark Catholic's favor, and now we're in for a 9-7 score, getting ready for the extra point.
Give credit to Farrell and Uehag and Chris Shell as they open up that big gaping hole, and the big senior Heffley pulled his way from the 5, and he finally got into the end zone. Montgomery will try and tack on the extra point. Shell will be the holder. He puts it down. The kick is up.
It's good. 10-7 now. We've got 4 minutes and 6 seconds left to go before halftime in this Division 5 Regional Championship game.
Back at White's Field, the Green Wave has just taken the lead as Heffley rumbles in for the score. The extra point was good. And the Green Wave is going to kick off. Montgomery approaches the ball. He gets a high end-over-end kick going down at about the 20-yard line. Taking on a run is Robertson. He goes to the far side. He cuts it back upfield. He's got the 40, the 45. We got a flag. Maybe they'll bring it back. First flag of the night.
That's right. This has been an excellently cleanly played ball game.
Well, when you got two coaches with the records they got, you know their school's got to be well drilled. And it's going to go back against the Skins.
Blocking below the waist is the call.
So that'll set them back to start their offensive system even further. 3:59 before half. The score, the Newark Catholic Green Wave 10, the Woodsfield Redskins 7.
The offense happened on the 40-yard line. They'll take it back from there.
Well, now they'll mark it off.
It's a long 15 yards back to that 25-yard line. So the Redskins will have it first down and 10 from their own 25. Let's see what they can do now against the Green Wave defense, especially now, as we've mentioned so many times since that touchdown, with the momentum shifting.
Graham sets his ball club. Man in the wing, far side, he's in motion. That's Sim coming right at you. Quick pitch our side. Gets a block, turns a corner, and he's going to be buried at about the 26, maybe the 27 if they give him the momentum.
That's Cricket.
Uehag makes a stop, and the hometown Green Wave fans now, you can hear a little more yelling at them as they finally taking the lead.
Second down and 8 for the Green Wave.
Prickett's their big man. He's a senior, 150-pounder, but he can take a lot of punishment. He carries the mail most of the time for him.
Uehag checking with Coach Graham to see what he wants the defense to go for this time.
Graham looks over that 4-4 Newark Catholic defense. They'll go back to throw. He floods one side. He's under pressure. He throws it outside. I'm on a wing. Complete and dropped.
That was number 34 that pass was intended for this time. He was under a lot of pressure from the Green Wave defense. That's Marlon Headley for the Redskins.
Headley's a junior, 165-pounder. He came out of the fullback position, just went to the flat. They had 3 guys in that far area, tried to flood the zone, and the pass fell incomplete. 3rd and 8, just where Coach Graham likes to have his defense. Now he can blitz, he can play back, he can just go after you. Shoemaker over the ball at center. Andy's a junior, 180 pounds.
Let's see if the Redskins run that draw play this time.
I formation in the backfield. There it is again, straight ahead. He's got the blocking, but he's up. stopped at about the 34-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down. They'll have to punt it away. And that would be Reese back again. We'll have to do the punting. Be about the fourth time he's got to punt as Marcus was in on a stop, which means Musselman then will go back deep to try and receive this punt. Any type of a run back should have decent field position. 2:41 before half. Clock is running.
Plenty of time left in this first half. Rees-Beck takes his time.
A good punt. Going to Hickman. Hickman at the 39. Bobbles it. Picks it up. Gets away from one man. Gets to the 45 to the 50. And he is hit and buried right at the 50. 50 yards to go to another touchdown possibility or maybe a field goal.
2 minutes and 23 seconds to travel 50 yards.
Shell comes into that huddle for the Green Wave. At center is Jeff Edwards. He's over the ball at center. Shell barks out the singles. Men in the wing, far side. Fake, going for the bomb, straight down the middle. Oh, they're throwing everybody. As they went for it all, as Weber was out there, going deep, along with Mike Helfer. Incomplete, fell to the turf. 2 minutes exactly left to go in the half. The Green Wave lead it 10-7.
That ball was just overthrown that time. Shell didn't appear to be under that much pressure.
Again, Edwards breaks the huddle. They'll have to go right up against Shoemaker. And that's a tough assignment. Shell back to throw. Floods out near side. He's going over the middle. Crossing pattern is complete to Weber. First down, Green Wave.
Making the stop that time were Rees-Beck and Kuhn.
A minute and 48, the clock is running. The Green Wave at the 38-yard line with first down. Again, Shell's going to throw down and out near the side. Let's see. It's complete. A good catch by Helfer, but the clock is running. 2-minute offense. Timeout called by the Green Wave to stop the clock with 1:35 to go. The pass was completed.
That pass was complete. We've got a minute 35 to go. We're about 31 yards from Pater. 31 yards until 6 points.
Look at some of the yearly statistics for the Green Wave this year. And in the rushing department, 652 yards by Mr. Musselman. That led the way, 5.4 average. Next to him was, of course, the big Mr. Heffley, 126 carries, 634 yards, a 5-point average even. Scoring, Heffley had 13 touchdowns, 78 points. Montgomery, 29 out of 30 in extra points. Field goals, 3 of 6 for 38 points. But right now, they need a first down or got to get a little closer before Montgomery could even attempt a field goal. 1:35 to go in the half. Green Wave leads it 10-7. I don't think anybody who has been here cannot go away disappointed in the first half.
No, they can't. We've had an excellently played ball game. We've had one penalty so far, and that was on a run back. Of course, like you say, the score is 10-7. That doesn't give Newark Catholic much of a lead, and I'm sure J.D. Graham would like nothing better than to go into the locker room at halftime with a little bit of more points on the board for some insurance against these Woodsfield Redskins.
Ends are split out. Straight ahead, Heffley. He barrels his way inside the 30, down to the 29. See if they go without a huddle. It'll be second and short. No huddle time. Stevens in the ball game for the Green Wave. Parker split out. Far side. 3rd and 1 are going to call it. Stevens and Heffley in the backfield. Straight ahead. The big fullback gets the first down and more. At that time, Edwards buried a man in the center, and they go without a huddle again.
There was no doubt about that.
1:07 left to go in the half. Now they'll go back to a huddle. Timeout is taken by the Wave. That stops it with 1:07 left to go before half.
J.D. Graham comes out on the field, give his team a little bit of instruction because with 1 minute and 8 seconds left, they'd like to be able to travel that 24 yards to Pater.
Both clubs have moved the ball well in this half. Whitfield, of course, had the bomb, but they moved the ball up and down in this first half. They're a good-looking ball club.
They've moved the ball. They've, like we've said, they've been doing a lot of passing, but their passing game hasn't been that effective against the Green Wave. They've been putting Graham under quite a bit of pressure back there when he drops back to pass. whereas the Green Wave has kept the ball on the ground and to put it up in the air both times. So Green Wave at points during this first half, the Green Wave has been successful at either type of game, and it seems as soon as the pass starts going, then Woodsfield manages to shut down the run.
We'll see what Coach Graham has up his sleeve now. It is 1st and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line of the Skins. They stay in that 5-2 defense. Shell checks it out, sets his ball club. He's back to throw. Looking on the flat, he fires far side, in and out. Good diving catch that time. Tried for the catch, was Helfer, but it went to the turf. Stops the clock.
Right there was Linehauser. We've talked about him tonight.
2nd and 10, but more important, the clock stopped at the 104 mark. Hickman comes in with a play from the bench. He gives it to Shell, and they'll go from there again. Edwards breaks the huddle. He's over center. We look for Shell to put it up. Parker on the wing near side. Tight end far side. Stevens, Heffley in the backfield. He goes straight back in the pocket. Good protection. He's going for it all. Down deep. Oh, touchdown, Parker! Yes.
Or is it?
He had it. He controlled it.
Like
touchdown. All right. With 57 seconds before half. It started with a great protection by that line, and he drove Parker.
Protection by the line. That official held his hands up awful quick, and then he looked down. Musselman, it appeared to him at the moment right then that, or Parker make that, the official thought maybe he didn't have complete control, because the next time he looked down, the ball was just laying there. But now, I'll bet we've got an unsportsmanlike conduct. A flag has just been thrown. Sir Costa's out there discussing the, talking to the officials about whether Parker did have possession or not. And there's been a flag thrown. See what they do with it.
Well, that's a big touchdown because you take it in just before the half.
Just before 57 seconds left.
So Montgomery will try to put on the extra point. 16-7. The Green Wave extends their lead. And they'll try and make it up by 10 with this extra point. To put down.
It's a fake. They're going for two.
He's going to run it in. Now he tosses it. Not incomplete. There was a mix-up on the play, and he just couldn't get the 2 points. 16-7. The score stays, but the Green Wave leads it.
Green Wave now has a 9-point lead to take in there before halftime. And we've got, as we said, 57 seconds left before the half. No matter what happens, with 57 seconds left to go, now they're marking off the penalty that we've seen the flag thrown there right after the unsportsmanlike conduct is called. And that, of course, is going against Jay Sir Costa, the coach from the Woodsfield team, when he went out to argue about whether Parker did or did not have possession of the football.
Whether they did or not, we'll take it. 16-7, the Irish lead it.
The important thing is the arms went up in the air. That's a touchdown.
Montgomery will kick it from the 45. Got to put this one in the ozone area.
Should.
Calls the singles. I'm not sure what he always says when he does that, but it always looks good, doesn't it? Thought you agree. He probably says, I'm going to kick it high, you go get him. So Montgomery's ready. Referees are ready, and here it goes. A high end over kick, kind of short from there. He'll go to the 5. He'll go up to the 10, to the 15, far side. Hit and dropped at about the 20-yard line. That's where they'll have to start with only 51 ticks of the clock left before half.
Bringing the ball up that time, that was number 24, Prickett for the Redskins.
We'll see what they do. They're a running ball club, but they've thrown a lot in the first half. See if he'll just go in the locker room trailing 16-7 or take his chances and put it up top.
It wouldn't surprise me the way the Redskins have played the first half that they're going to go for everything here.
Man in slot far side, handoff straight ahead. Is the ball carrier Headley, and he gets absolutely nowhere. 28-27, clock is ticking down. They're just going to let the clock run out and go into the halftime trailing with that score.
Headley's a big kid, but he was no match that time for the Green Wave line. Headley at 165. He looks a lot larger than that, Leon.
But he's only a junior. He'll be back next year for this ball club. A lot of juniors on this team.
All right, Graham drops back to throw this time.
Playing at protection. Now he's hit, hammered, and dropped a nail. Oh, my heaven. They got in him. And the first guy to get him was Joe Gilmore. And that will end the first half of play in this Division 5 playoff game from Woodsfield with the score, the Green Wave 16, Woodsfield 7.
Of course, like you say, Gilmore made the first hit, and then Weber came in and just nailed him right to the ground. That ends the half. We've got a score of the Newark Catholic Green Wave 16, the Woodsfield Redskins 7, and we'll be back with the second half of an exciting high school football game for you on this rather cold night tonight. After this, Cable 5 timeout. 2. We're back and getting set for the second half of play here at Whitefield. So far, it's been a very interesting game right from the opening play of the game. When Graham for Woodsfield, got it right that time, Leon, Woodsfield dropped back. And with just 30 seconds ticked off the clock, the first play from scrimmage, all of a sudden Woodsfield's in on a bomb for 7 points on the board, and they led in the first quarter 7-0. That was all the scoring in the first quarter. Then coming into the second quarter with about 8 minutes left in the second quarter, Newark Catholic Montgomery connects for a field goal. Woodsfield leads early in the second quarter by a score of 7-3. Then with 4:06 left in the second quarter, Newark Catholic gets on the board one more time. That makes it 10-7 in favor of the Green Wave. And then with 57 seconds, we're not keeping accurate stats up here, but with 57 seconds left in the second quarter, Newark Catholic scores once again. The extra point was a fake, was no good. They went for 2. That's our scoring so far. Starting the second half of play, the Newark Catholic Green Wave on top by a score of 16-7. Once again, a beautiful night for football. Nice and chilly, just the way you like to come out and watch a football game. Maybe a little bit too chilly. We have a full house. Also, for those of you who hadn't heard the results yet, Newark Catholic girls volleyball team defeated Archbold. They are now the state champs in volleyball once again, as they were last year. I believe they defeated Archbold last year for the state championship. They defeated Chillicothe in the earlier in the afternoon to move on to the state finals. Quit giving me hand signals, Steve. It doesn't work. So we're just about set for the kickoff for the second half of play. Newark Catholic will be receiving the ball. Both teams are on the field getting last-minute instructions from their coaches. Full house tonight. Big crowd watching this game. It's a very exciting and interesting game with the Green Wave on top by a score of 16-7.
And with the Green Wave on top, you look for them to get the ball the second half kickoff and try and march down the field and put up that one more touchdown. It just might ice this ball game. 16-7, like Doug mentioned. The Green Wave will have the ball to open the second half. Woodsfield defense has done a good job, but when the Green Wave went to the air, they got the touchdown by Parker, and of course, Heffley's run was set up by 2 good completions from Kurt Chell. So we'll see as the Green Wave gets set to, what the are you doing to me? The Green Wave will get set to get the second half kickoff. We'll see Ruff going back deep. And of course, number 80 will do the kicking, and we'll run him down. Of course, that is Reesbeck. So Reesbeck will put the toe to it. We'll have 24 more minutes of football. Hopefully the Green Wave will win it, as Coach Graham is out on the field directing his troops where he wants his run back, or at least tells them hit somebody dressed in red and white.
Newark Catholic, of course, is the home team tonight in their green uniforms, with the Redskins as the visitors, with the white jerseys and the red pants. That makes sense.
So we want to congratulate the girls, like Doug just mentioned. Again, the Newark Catholic Green Wave girls win the volleyball championship. We are ready for the second half, and Reesbeck will put his famous toe to the ball. He approaches it. It's a high end overhand kick. Driving Ruff back to the 10. He gets to the 50. He's going straight ahead behind the wedge at the 25. He breaks it open, and he gets hit and dropped at the 35. Big return. It's a Green Wave. Gets good excellent field position. They'll start at the 35.
Sims and Chrisman in on the tackle that time.
Jones and Schumacher on the stop. Green Wave ball, first and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Coach Shell will be at quarterback, and again, 34. As I check my program, that is Jeff Edwards. He'll be at center. He'll start the second half. I formation backfield. Top of the eyes, Stevens. He gets the pitch. He turns the corner, hits and dropped at the 40. A pickup of 5 quick yards. And that time, Headley made the tackle. A junior, 165-pound inside linebacker. They play a 5-2. You'll have Headley and you'll have Linehauser at the linebackers. Chrisman will be the nose man. Shoemaker and Knuckle, we haven't mentioned his name at all. That big defensive tackle has really been Wilder. We just made him actually do nothing on defense. Ring and Sims will be the 2 outside people on that defensive end. Jim Parker sets himself near side on the wing. I formation again. They'll go same play, opposite side. First down, Green Wave. As Stevens whips off big yardage. He gets down to the 48. And that offensive line has opened up some holes with Wilder and Barrow. Headley and Graham in on the tackle. 2 plays, a first down for the Wave. Second half just beginning. I'm Leon Malonzi. Of course, Doug Leach is with me in the booth. A couple of our cameramen are here. And another guy. We won't give him any credit, though. He's here at the 10:39 mark, third quarter.
Well, we won't give him credit because we don't know where he's from.
Shell has Parker in motion near side. Split backfield. Straight ahead, Heffley. He'll get maybe a yard as he has gained tackle at the 50. He'll fall into Redskin territory. We'll see who gets up at the bottom of that stack.
Credit that one to Headley.
So the Green Wave going on the ground, trying to get the first down, keep the clock running. The clock is in their favor. And if they can pick up another quick touchdown, boy, then the Skins are in deep a hole.
Be second down and 8 for the Green Wave.
Edwards over the ball at center. They stay in that 5-2 defensive alignment. Shell change the play on the wing. Far side is Parker. He comes in motion, our side. To backfield. Shell back to throw. A down and out near side is complete. To Hoffer at the 40. To the 38, and he's hit and hammered down. First down, Newark Catholic. As Shell goes to the air route and picks up a big first down.
Robeson and Kuhn on the tackle that time.
But not till he picked up some big real estate, and now the Green Wave is inside the 40-yard line of Woodsfield Redskins.
On the 38. 38 yards to Pater.
Shell in tight. Now Parker will split out beyond him. I formation, Stevens at the top of the eye. He'll get the handoff, right side, gets a block. He's hit at the 35 and lunge forward to the 34 as he goes behind Wilder and Barrow. Knuckle made the stop along with Linehauser and on the play for the Redskins. Good yards on first down. They'll give him about 4 as Stevens is getting a lot of playing time in the second half. In this whole ball game, really, he come in early for Musselman. He's been in the backfield 90% of the time. Parker will come on the wing near side. Again, Stevenson over center. Well, that's wrong. Stevens is in the backfield. And he gets the mail. He goes straight ahead around some zone blocking and fights for the first down. We'll see where they mark it. Well, that time Edwards, the center, just opened up the hole. He moved Crispin right out of the way.
Shoemaker in on a shoestring tackle that time.
It'll be inches short of a first down. Green Wave breaks the huddle quickly. They want to take it in for a touchdown.
Eating a lot of time off the clock. A little under 8.5 minutes.
Sets his backs. Straight ahead, the big fullback Heffley busts it to the outside. He cuts upfield, gets the first down.
Kuhn in on the tackle.
As Kuhn has made some good plays. Kuhn's only a sophomore, so he'll be back for 2 more years. First down, Green Wave, the drive continues.
Kuhn's got 2 more years to go. He's been in on a lot of the big tackles tonight so far.
As we have seen the Green Wave all this season and all last year, second half kickoff, receive the ball and just marches straight down and try and get another touchdown on the board. Shell talks to his backs. Now we'll have Parker on the wing far side. Ends are in tight near side. Parker in motion coming right at you. Shell's going to throw. He's got good protection. He's looking near side. He fires in the flat. It's complete to Parker. Excuse me, to Shell. He's rolling out of bounds at the 12. And there's a flag. We're going to have a late hit.
Robeson and Kuhn in there. I think Kuhn's the one that came in on the late hit.
Parker went down and out, and Shell went down and out, but just inside him as they flooded the zone. The pass was complete for good yardage. Tack on some more yardage. You hit him going out of bounds. You can't do that. And the ball goes deep inside the Redskin territory. They'll mark it off.
Yeah, Robeson had already made the tackle. Kuhn came over for the extra hit. As we said, he was already out of bounds. That brings up a personal foul against Woodfield.
As the officials debate about where they're going to mark it, now they start going back, and it's going to be right at about the 5. Now they'll come forward.
They'll take off half the distance.
To about the 6. And of course, that'll be first down. That makes it first and goal for the Newark Catholic Green Wave. That's Coach J.D. Graham's squad. Takes a second half kickoff and just comes out running.
First and goal from the 7. 7:48 left in the third quarter.
Parker on the wing near side. I formation. Stevens at the top of the tandem. Heffley right in front of him. The big fullback throws a block. Stevens cuts inside. He's at the 5. Just grinding it out right behind that offensive line. At center is Edwards. You got Wilder and Farrell at the guards. Burrell and Ulaheg at the tackles. And of course Todd Weber's at one tight end. Chris Shell the split end. The flanker back is Jimmy Parker. And they'll go from there. Second and goal for the Green Wave. They break the huddle. Look for him to run over Ulaheg. Split back formation. Parker on the wing. Shell sets his club. In motion is Parker. They'll go quick pitch to Stevens. He's at the 5. He's hit and dropped at about the 4. Lunges maybe to the 3. We'll see where they mark it.
Sims and Robeson in there.
Just power football that time. Timeout is taken by Coach J.D. Graham as he doesn't like what's going on. He wanted a kick-out block on a linebacker, and Stevens cut it back in, but it just did not happen. Timeout, Newark Catholic at the 7-minute mark, even third quarter.
While J.D. Graham and Jay Corsica are talking to their clubs, we'll take this Cable 5 timeout.
As Coach J.D. Graham walks off the field, the Green Wave lines up for a third and goal at the Skins 3-yard line. They'll have Stevenson and Heffler in the backfield. Parker is on the wing at the top of the screen. They'll set that club. Still 5-2 on that defense. Linebackers cheating up. It's Stevens straight ahead. He's at the 2. He's at the 1. He spins.
Talk about second effort. You talk about second effort. Stevens was stopped. He turned around, ran to the right side, and all of a sudden there he is in the end zone. That makes the score 22-7 in favor of the Green Wave. The second effort, 9 times out of 10 you'll see that second effort, and that's what works. And Stevens, like we say, everybody piled up there in the middle of the field. He spins off to the right, and boom, right there, 6 points.
Montgomery would try the extra point. He'll try and make it 23-7. He sets himself. High snap, it's down, the kick is up, it's definitely high enough, and it is good, perfect, 23-7. The Newark Catholic Green Wave is taking the second half kickoff and just washed right down the field, mixing pass and run, and Stevenson, the senior, gets a touchdown in this year's playoffs.
And the thing to remember is, we're talking about how good a drive that J.D. Graham and the Green Wave put together to bring that ball down the field. That drive took 5 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock. That's one thing you got to remember too. Newark Catholic is just eating time out there.
Catholic tradition. They started out this year, of course, against Crooksville, and they won that one 14-0. Then the Watkins Warriors came to Newark, and they won that one 12-0. Then Johnstown Johnnies 28-0. Then it was 46-0 against Heights, and the Green Wave was rolling. Then Heath comes in,
the only blemish on the record,
and Heath really played a ball game. 20-14. The Dogs had won it. And then the Green Wave went on from there. As Montgomery will have to kick off again. Deep will be 24, and of course that is Prickett. Dave's that senior, 150-pound tailback. He's going to have to get in motion in the second half if the Skins expect any type of a comeback. The hand goes up by Montgomery. He's ready. The official says he's ready. So off they go. The approach. He'll hit it from the 40. A sidewinding punt, come down near side. It's taken by Sims. He's in trouble, and he's buried by Stevens at the 15-yard line. And the Green Wave fans are up on their feet. As I think already they're smelling victory. It may be a little early, but we have seen Newark Catholic over the years. When they get ahead of a ball club, it is hard for that team to come back.
Robeson took the kickoff that time, and immediately he was in trouble.
So we'll see what Graham could do at quarterback. He'll have Shoemaker at the center with Ring and Christian at the guards. Linehauser and Knuckle at the tackle. Straight ahead play. Just bowling himself over the 20.
That's Prickett.
Down to about the 22 will be Mr. Prickett. 6:27 to go before the end of the third quarter. 23-7. The Newark Catholic Green Wave out on top. For a team that is not noted for putting the ball in the air, they put up 7 times in that first half. They only completed 1. Of course, that was the big bomb to start the game.
That was the one that they needed.
But they're going to have to complete some passes second half, or they're going to have a long ride home. Graham looks over the 4-4 defense, sets his club. T in the backfield. He fakes the handoff. He drops straight back. 2-man pattern. He throws it deep downfield, right side, incomplete. And it's over the outstretched hands of Potts. As Potts was covered that time by Hickman one-on-one. And he had him step for step. So it's 3rd down and 4, and they'll have to pick up the first down because if they turn the ball over immediately on downs, the Green Wave can start another drive.
We watched a trend in the first half of play on 3rd and whatever yardage, the draw play.
See if they do it, Doug.
It was always good for 3 or 4 yards. That's about what they need this time. Let's see what they've tried to pull off.
He needs 4. He looks over the high formation in the backfield. Prickett at the top of the eye. It's a draw play. He gets it straight ahead. And he is not going to... Oh, he breaks the tackle at the 30, the 35. He's loose to the 40. And finally hauled down by Sanders. Oh, my. Second effort by Mr. Prickett. Great individual running. Sanders gets him from behind along with Jimmy Parker. First down, Skins.
They've always said, no matter whether it's football or whatever, you try something long enough, it's going to work. They tried to draw a play on 3rd and whatever every time in the first half. They've tried it for the first time in the second half. First down for the Redskins.
I formation, he drops straight back. A quick flare out pass is complete, far side. He gets 10 yards, he's hit and roll out of bounds, and that will be Potts.
Potts just across the midfield stripe, make it the 49-yard line of the Green Wave.
So Graham the Potts connect for a first down. That's 2 in a row as they started this drive deep at their own 15-yard line, and they moved the ball out inside the Green Wave territory. Timeout taken by Coach J.D. Graham.
We've got 5:26 left in the third quarter. J.D. Graham and Jay Circosta. Circosta, that's who it is for Woodsfield.
Corsica cousin, right?
Yeah,
Circosta, there you go.
That's Circosta, right. They come out on the field to talk to their troops. 5:26, as we say, left in the third quarter. Our score is 23-7 in favor of the Newark Catholic Green Wave. We'll take this Cable 5 timeout. The Woodsfield Redskins come up to the line.
They'll have a power eye in the backfield, 1st and 10, like Doug mentioned. Graham at the helm, looks over the 4-4 defense. Tail back is Prickett, and he goes straight ahead, maybe 2, maybe 3 yards. I'll host the Green Wave on the tackle. Musselman's down on the bottom of the pile. We see Marcus looking over the pile. We see at the bottom of 73, that's Scott Sanders. Heffley, and all of them are there. Gilmore's in there, a whole lot of teams in there. It will be second down and about 8 yards to go. As Woodsfield's got to put the ball up. They got to score. They trail 23-7 at the 5-minute mark, third quarter. They break their huddle. Shoemaker will be at center. He's a junior, 180-pounder. Graham, the quarterback, is senior at 140. They got to look to the power eye again. Ends are in tight. Top of the back is Prickett. They're trying to get him loose, and he's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a yard, if that.
We'll call it 3rd down and 5. Ball's on the 45-yard line.
Willard made the tackle. Martin Willard from his defensive position. Ulahake checks in for defensive position as Graham has his troops break the huddle. They'll go to a straight eye formation this time. Prickett will be the top of the tandem. In the slot will be 44. And that is Sims. Back to throw. He's hit Barry. A big defensive hit on a blitz by Heffley.
No one even touched him. He came right straight through the line and nailed Graham for a loss.
First time they've gotten to Graham, they ran him out of the pocket a couple times. This time the blitz was on, the backs flared out, no one could touch him, and Heffley nailed him. So that makes it 4th and long, and Riseback will have to punt, which means Musselman will go deep for the Green Wave.
Green Wave's put a lot of pressure on the quarterback tonight, but that's the first time they've sacked him.
Good punt. As Musselman gets it, he's hit and dropped immediately. Good defensive play by the Skins specialty team. Let's give credit to that plan. 51.
61.
All right, go 61.
Christman, Scott Christman.
The junior, 175 pounds. And that puts the Green Wave offense back in high gear, hopefully. As Shell comes into the ball game, he'll be a quarterback. With Heffley and Stevens in the backfield. Jim Parker in the wing, far side. I formation, the top of the I, of course, is Stevens. In motion is Parker. Handoff, Stevens, far side, gets a block and picks up about 4 as he crosses the 25, and he's down at about the 28-yard line.
Stevens, the ball carrier. Tackle is led by
Headley in on the tackle. 3:09 to go in the third quarter. Green Wave in a commanding 23-7 lead. As Shell comes in the ballgame from a play from the bench. He'll go tight end formation far side. Weber tight end near side. Parker in the slot. The pro set backfield. Shell sets his team. 5-2 defense. Inside flanker trap zone. It's open. It's the 35, the 40, the 50. Parker at the 40, at the 35, at the 30, and hit and dropped at the 25. And Parker got some good openings and went for big yardage.
Credit Headley, or we'd have a touchdown right now. With that first down, we're going to take this Cable 5 timeout. We'll be right back to see what the Green Wave can do on 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for the Green Wave.
Handoff, Stevens, far side, gets a good block and gets down to the 20. And the Green Wave got good yards on first down.
down to about the 20-yard line.
As Farrell threw a nice block on that offensive line, picked up 4 big yards. 2:06 to go third quarter. Clock is running 23-7 as the Irish is trying to get another touchdown to get 30 on the board. 2nd and 6, 2nd and along 5, if you will. Near side, split out is Shell. Far side is Jimmy Parker. I formation. Stevens at the top of it. Heffley in front of him. They'll go Stevens behind Heffley, and he gets some big yardage right up the middle. Again, Christman on a tackle along with Headley. See where they mark it. It'll be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. And we'll see what Coach Graham does with a 3rd and 1 ball player. Helfer will come in the ball game for Shell as he got the play in probably from up top as they send it down from here, and we'll see what they run. Shell quickly brings his team to line of scrimmage. Enzer split out wide, pro set backfield. Straight ahead, fullback Heffley. Small yards to see if he gets enough for it. As the middle of that defensive line just shut down the gaps, and they had nowhere to go. Christman was the first man to hit him. Let's see where they spot it. Doug's got the glasses on it. We'll see what he tells us. Or like any other good announcer, he'll wait till they announce it.
It looks like it'll be a first down.
They're going to measure it as they pick the ball up and throw it and respot it. First down by inches, you say? Okay.
Where did you say he was from?
Oh, Ron's a good guy.
Yeah.
As they stretch the chains, it's either first or just inches short.
By inches. It's about 3 inches short.
Short by hand.
Short by a hand.
Oh, thank you,
the cameraman says, and I believe him. So they will be short. It will be 4th and inches. You got to go for it. You're ahead. You got nothing to lose. The ball is right at the short of the 15 by inches. If he gets to the 15, we got a first down. Double tight end situation on offense. We'll see what Coach Graham calls. Mike Helfer comes way out wide. Stevens and Heffley in that backfield. Look for the big fullback.
Straight up the middle.
There he is.
There it is.
Oh, he hits a stone wall, but he digs his way. Let's see where they mark it. That's all depends on where he marks it. Boy, that time that defensive line guessed on the snap, and it was just mayhem. First down, Green Wave. At 37 seconds to go, third quarter, they get the 4th and inches, and now the offense can start up again.
Once again, we talk about second effort. He hit the stone wall and dug in and just climbed over top of everybody. Just enough for the first down. So the Green Wave have it first down and 10 on the 15.
Shell brings his troop out of the huddle. Parker near side, split out wide. Shell hands off. Heffley at the 5. He pulls his way to the 5. as he drags somebody from the 10-yard line down inside the 6 to the 5. Big first down yardage, and that will end the third quarter of action from Woodsfield. 23-7 at the end of 3 stops as the Green Wave puts 1 touchdown on the board as they got the second half kickoff, march right down the field, and Stevenson, the big senior, took it in from short yardage out. The crowd from Newark Catholic up on their feet as the team switch ends. Pretty commanding lead right now for the Green Wave.
We've got a 16-point lead for J.D. Graham's Newark Catholic Green Wave. And as we said when we got into the third quarter, after the touchdown for Newark Catholic, they ate just a little over 5 minutes off the clock. Woodfield came back with the ball, didn't have it for long. Green Wave gets it back. They eat the rest of the time off the clock. When you get right down to it, Woodfield had the ball for maybe 2.5 minutes. And then the Green Wave comes back. That's time of possession is the name of the game.
Doug, they got a lot of people play both ways like most high school teams have to do, and they got to be getting tired on defense. When you get tired of playing defense, your offensive efforts are going to lack a little bit of crispness. Right now, the Green Wave trying to take it in, and if they do, I would say early, you can just mark them in the books as they will advance to the next round, which will be next Saturday, I presume, but, that'll all come out tomorrow and down the road. We don't worry about that now. 12 minutes left to go in this ball game. The Green Wave trying to punch another touchdown in. They got the ball at about the 6-yard line. 2nd and inches for the Green Wave.
Well, like you say, Leon, we are not going to worry about where it's going to be. If Newark Catholic advances, we'll be there.
Okay, see what they do. Parker splits out near side. Helfer, far side at the end. Pro set formation. Now they come a little closer. Shell sets them. 5-2 defense, hands off Stevens, behind Heffley. He pulls his way inside the 5, down to about the 3.
He's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
And that's what they needed. Now they got 4 downs to punch it across the goal line. 11:56, we just started the 4th and final quarter from Woodsfield. The Green Wave trying to advance in this football championship. With Doug Leach, I'm Liam Malazzi, bringing you all the action, and like we said, if they win it, we'll be around next weekend. Shell sets his ball club, looks over that defense. The offensive line is starting to take control. Straight ahead is Stevens, gets a block, he's at the 2. Did they give it to him? No, he dove to the goal line, and the line judge pulls up and says you're just inches short. So the senior didn't get the second touchdown of the night, he's got one already. See who handles the mail this time. Christian. I'll get it right.
Christman.
He's been on all the tackles. I should have his name down by now. Shell brings him out. Parker on the slot near side. Stevenson, Heffley, the power backs.
About 2 feet to go.
Heffley straight ahead. Touchdown, Green Wave.
That makes the score now 29-7.
A good block on an offensive line by the guard. That's Wilder. He threw a tremendous block on Knuckle, and Knuckle never had a chance to get him. Straight ahead, power football, the Green Wave, complete control now.
Like you say, Leon, when we were talking earlier, if the Green Wave scored this time, the way it looks, the way that the Green Wave has dominated this game, we can pretty well mark this one in the book. Of course, there's still 11 minutes to play in this game, plenty of time.
Montgomery will try the PAT. The snap, it's high, it goes over Shell's head. Now there's a race for it. 39 guys after him, he's going to be buried.
Robeson, Cricket, Ring, they were all there. As soon as the snap went haywire, you might as well just hang that one up.
It was time to get the quarterback.
Yes, it was. So that makes the score 29-7. That's twice now we've had PATs, as Leon likes to call them, that just haven't worked. 11 minutes and 8 seconds left in this ball game from Woodsfield. The Green Wave with a very dominating lead. The Green Wave completely dominating this second half so far.
As I checked my notes that were given to me, I'm trying to find out the average scoring that Woodsfield had this year. I don't seem to have it in front of me. It must be in my luggage rack. That's okay, Doug, but they have scored a lot of points. Rack? Yeah, well, they scored a lot of points this year. But I tell you, they come up first play of the game, they had a touchdown, and after that, they haven't done too much. They've moved the ball well, within the 30s, but They can't punch anything in. The Green Wave mounting 2 second-half drives for scores, 29-7 at the 11:08 mark left in this contest.
Well, all season long, the Redskins only allowed 68 points against them. They had 3 shutouts. This one, obviously enough, is not a shutout, but the Green Wave has scored almost half as many points as the Redskins let the opposition have all season.
Robeson is hit right around the 30-yard line. He doesn't quite make the 30, and the Skins will have to start deep in their own territory again as Coach J.D. Graham just brings out his defensive troops. He's got the lead. He's got one of the better defenses you're going to see in high school ball with him. Must feel pretty comfortable down on the sideline. We'll see what Graham can do at quarterback right now. He's got to get his club going. They have not scored since the opening play of the game. I formation. Prickett at the top of the I. He'll have to pass. He's got good protection. Now he's under a heavy rush. It loses one man and trips and fouls, and Ugalhaig mops him up. At the 26, a loss of maybe a yard. It will bring up second and long. Try to go deep, near side on a down and out. But Potts was covered, and he had to just tuck it under and try and get what he could. They're going to say he lost 3 yards. Second and 13 to go. They break their huddle. Shoemaker over the ball. Oh, we got some trick play. High snap from center. It's a lateral. He could throw it or run. He's going to run it. Prickert. And he gets about 9 of it back, but he's going to be still at the 35-yard line. So that will still make a third down. That was kind of a different play, but it really didn't do anything. He could have thrown it or run it. And could have ran a sweep and got the same thing, maybe.
When was the last time you saw a formation like that? Think, Leon. The last time I saw something like that, it was when Newark High tried for the extra point up here and got called twice for
illegal formation. Yeah. I was probably doing the game somewhere else.
I think you were.
I formation. Graham sets his troops.
Procedure. That's what I was looking for.
Prickard at the top of the I. Fakes a handoff to him. He's on a heavy rush. He gets by Ugalhaig. Screen pass near side. Forget it. It's not going to work. A great defensive play that time by the Green Wave, Jimmy Parker.
Riesbeck made the catch, but you might as well count it out. It didn't do much of anything for anyone.
4th down, and they're going to call it about 12 yards to go. 4th and 12. That means Riesbeck will have to punt it away again. So back deep. Try and get the number. It's 20. That means it's Mr. Musselman. Hickman will go back with him. Hickman near side. Musselman far side. High spiral punt going to Hickman. He lets it go past him. Musselman picks it up at about 35. K. Ludeman gets to the 40. Cut, and he is hammered at the turf. First guy down to hit him was Sims.
Christman was in on it.
Stops the clock at the 8:36 mark.
Musselman did a good job of getting away from the guy at the 36.
So we'll see what Coach Graham likes to do. Keep it on the ground, keep the clock running, or he's going to mix it up and put the ball up, try and get some more points, run some plays. He might think we'll work, or just, like I mentioned, just run the clock out. 8:26 now, the clock is running. Edwards over center. Shell talk to his backfield. Handoff is to Ruff, and Ruff gets about 2 yards as he is stopped short of the 45. They'll mark it about the 43.
Knuckle in.
One of the few times we've said Knuckle's name, he just has not done anything on that defensive line tonight. He's had a hard ball game. He has. Outstanding athlete. Just one of those nights for him. The big defensive inside tackle. The Green Wave sets up. Handoff, Jordan, far side, gets a block, cuts it upfield, and he'll get the first down. Gets across the 50, he'll go to Redskins territory.
Linehauser and Kuhn in on that one.
Linehauser, the big inside linebacker, 195-pound. Kuhn, over that sophomore we talk about, that defensive secondary. Chad, he'll be back, he weighs in about 145 pounds. So Jordan gets his first carry of the night, and we got a timeout, an official's timeout on the field.
Ball is spotted on just about the 49.5-yard line. Bringing the chains out. There's the stretch. They've got it.
By the length of the ball. As our cameraman zooms in on the ball. Nice job as always.
So with 7 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game, Newark Catholic on top, 29-7. First and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Woodsfield Redskins.
Shell talk to his backfield. He's got new backs in there, Jordan and Ruff. Wingman far side. Shell looks over that 52 defense. He'll hand off Jordan, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and buried. Knuckle on a stop, along with Shoemaker. Bring up second down, and long they'll call it about 9. Joe Bell enters the ball game for the Green Wave. Jordan will come out. And Hendershot. Mike comes into the ball game as Coach Graham is putting in a lot of players right now. Give him some playing time. Parker on the wing, near side. Quick pitch near side. And he's going to be boxed in and dropped as a good defensive play that time. Riesbeck, by Riesbeck. As Joe Bell tried to turn a corner and just couldn't get anything going. It will be third down in about 11. The clock continues to tick away into Green Wave's territory. And in their favor, 6:27 to go. All Newark Catholic second half, 29-7. They have mounted the lead. Edwards over the ball at center. Shell's gone all the way at quarterback. Tight formation, backs in a divide. He looks over that 5-2. Calling an audible. He'll set his club. He's got to hurry. Hand off his Ruff straight ahead, and he is hit by Knuckle and dives for maybe a yard or two. Tried a quick trap, it just didn't work. Defense stayed at home, and it will be fourth and long for the Irish.
Make it about 4th and 9.
Montgomery will come in and do the punting for the Green Wave. And let's see who will go back for the Skins.
We've got Prickett.
Prickett will be the one deep man.
And number 20, who is Robeson. They'll be deep for the Redskins.
Montgomery, good snap. Good rushes on it. Just gets it away. It's a high end over to Robertson. He's got it. He's going to be hit and nailed. And down quickly for the Green Wave.
That's Tim Blaschik. How's that?
That's excellent.
How's that? Well, somebody had to say it.
Well, you couldn't find a number. I know what you're doing.
Well, I found a number. You just didn't want to say it.
I didn't want to get sued by his parents for messing up his name.
Remember, send your cards and letters to Leon. Graham's still in at quarterback for the Redskins.
He has had a hard night on offense.
Very hard night.
Just hasn't been able to get the running game going. And now we got a flag and someone lined up in the neutral zone. We'll see what team it's going to be against. Graham's a senior. Eric's 140
It's against
pounder.
the Green Wave.
Prickett is a senior. This will be his last year in the backfield. Headley, the fullback, is only a junior. He'll be back. Robertson, and so on down the line. Potts, the senior at end.
The call goes against the Green Wave. We've got encroachment. That'll make it first down and 5 for the Redskins on their own 26-yard line.
Just a mental mistake that time by the Irish. First and 5, and now we got a timeout, an official's timeout. We'll see what this is all about. As the trainer goes to the far side, checking on one of the Skins players. Back to action. Graham steps back. Good protection. Fires down it. Crossing pattern is complete at the 45. Gets the first down on a nice down and in pattern here. Prickett, who came just slotted in. First down, Skins. Quickly they'll get in and out of that huddle. 4:44 to go in the ball game. 29-7. Green Wave in command. Now that they rewind the clock as the change has been set. Play comes in from the bench. Graham will try and get him out of the huddle. 3:48, 47. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage comes Graham. Shoemaker over the ball at center. I formation. Prickett top of the I. It's a draw play. He goes straight ahead. Good block that time, and he gets some big yardage. They'll mark it just inside the Irish territory at about the 49.5-yard line. A pickup of about 5. It'll make it 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5, second down 5.
The Irish on defense only given up 7 points tonight so far. All of it on the first play of the game, a halfback option pass. Double wide outs. Graham goes straight back. He's under a heavy rush. Now he rolls out far side. He's being chased. He throws it back across the green. Almost intercepted by Teddy Marcus. If he would have had it, it was long gone time for Ted. He could have waltzed into the end zone.
It's a poorly thrown pass, awfully wobbly.
3rd and 5 as Graham will have to come up with 5 yards somehow out of that offensive alignment. Timeout is taken on the field.
As you said, the clock is winding down. 3:47 left. The score is 29-7 in favor of the Green Wave, and we'll take this Cable 5 timeout.
To line, scrimmage comes the Skins. They got 3rd and 5. I formation, slot, far side. Back to throw is Graham. It's going to be a draw play. Screen, center, it's go. Incomplete. I tried to say a screen play up to the middle, as that was trying to go for Henley, and it just did not work at all. It will be 4th and about 5. Trying to middle screen that time to no avail.
Got 3:41 left in the game.
As Graham will have to come up with those 5 yards on this play to keep his drive alive. They'll go for it, of course. Sims comes into the ball game for the Skins. As Potts will split out far to the top of the screen, I formation. Graham fires it complete, 1st down. He's driven out of bounds. Stops the clock. They get the 1st down. As Potts does a quick down and out, Graham hit him on the numbers, and he picks up the necessary yardage. Stops the clock. They're trying to get another touchdown on the board. A lot of pride in this school, a lot of tradition. We've read all about them. We've heard about them tonight. First time in the playoffs. Nothing to be ashamed of. They come out here, they fight, they fought hard. White, double receiver near side, single receiver far side. A lone setback. Potts goes straight back. Fires over the middle. Like turning. Ooh! Incomplete. As Prickett was nailed. That's the same pass they just completed a second ago on a quick down and in. As they went to the one-back formation. As Helfer was there playing center field to make the defensive play. 2nd and 10. As now they just put the ball up on every play.
They showed us that early in the game, and it didn't work, and the Green Wave defense is coming back to nail them again.
I formation. Back to throw again is Graham. It's going to be a screen far side, almost knocked down. It is short of the center receiver, right. For Reesback. 3rd and long at the 3:26 mark. 29-7. The Green Wave will advance to the next round of play next weekend.
This will make them the regional champs.
Green Wave stays in that 4-4 Notre Dame type defense. Handoff straight ahead on a power play, and he picks up about 3, maybe 4 big yards. That's Prickett, the big senior back, playing in his last ball game, gets some good yardage. Good looking running back. It will be 4th, and they're going to call about 5, just inside the Green Wave 40-yard line. Had this a second ago, and he picked the necessary yards on a quick down and out play to Potts. We'll see if they go back to the same play. He'll be covered man-for-man defense as he goes to the top of the screen. Now they got double coverage on him. I formation. They shift to the shotgun. And they'll say you shifted illegal. So we'll see what the whistle's all about.
Got encroachment.
Encroachment. Someone lined in that neutral zone offside. Got to back him up 5. It'll be 4th and 10.
So everything they got on that last play will go for naught as they've got a 4th and 10 coming up.
So they'll have to pull it out of their hat one more time as a play comes in from the bench.
We're under 3 minutes in the game.
Dino Robertson, the senior, playing his last ball game. Hill comes in from the play from the head coach. Hill goes single back. Double wide receiver near side, single top of the screen. Prickett all top of the screen. They go for a curling pattern. He's on a tremendous rush and buried. Big defensive hit that time.
Number 68 for the Green Wave. That's Jim Otto.
That's sacked by Otto. Turns the ball over to the Green Wave.
The second sack of the game for the Green Wave. Green Wave will now have the ball 1st and 10 on the Woodfield 48-yard line.
Montgomery will be the new quarterback. We'll see who he has with him. There's a whole host of new players that come in. Pat Cooprider, he'll be one offensive lineman. Try and get the back's numbers. Wing near side. Fumbled by Montgomery, and he'll just fall on it. As a snap from center was not there, and the Green Wave loses a couple yards, and now here comes some more troops.
All right, in there we've got Jordan, Parker. See who else is coming in for the Green Wave.
We're under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. 152, 151. That clock is running.
Mike Hendershot.
So Montgomery, he'll have a tight formation. He'll have a wing to the near side.
Jordan and Hendershot. Hendershot
goes far side, gets a block, and he's buried at the line of scrimmage. A pickup of no yardage at all. That's Hendershot. Tried to go far side, just couldn't turn the corner. 1:28 to go. Clock is still ticking away. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Green Wave. Atkinson comes into the ball game for the Green Wave. Out comes Hendershot. Also Hurley running off the field with another Hendershot. Got them all. Montgomery sets his troops. 5-2 Redskins defense. Straight ahead power play. Not enough for the first down. Picked up some good yardage as Jordan goes to the near side.
Jordan stopped by Jones. And number 71, that's Rick Ship. 200-pound freshman. We've got a freshman in there for the Redskins.
4th down. 4th and about 4. Under a minute to go. 34 seconds to be exact. Clock running. Straight ahead is Jordan. Pulls his way close to the first down. They'll be a little short though. It'll be Skins ball, but that's all going to do it. 25 seconds to go in the ball game. Green Wave moves on. The Skins goes home, but they played a good ball game, a hard-earned ball game.
Official timeout for measurement, which is really immaterial right now with 26 seconds left to go. The Green Wave on top by a score of 29-7. Both teams substituting heavily now. Woodfield has a lot of freshmen and sophomores in there.
Woodsfield has brought a good crowd with them tonight. As we pan back, some of them are gone. Some of them were in their cars taking off now, but they've had a good crowd over there. Ought to really give them support for coming this distance.
Newark Catholic was short by just about an inch. It couldn't have been any more than that. That'll turn the ball over to Woodfield with 26 seconds left to go. As we said, the game is over.
All over but the shouting.
All over but the shouting.
Find out who you're going to play next week and look at the films and go back to work for Coach Graham and his squad.
Woodfield will have the ball on their own 38-yard line.
So for the seniors of Woodfield, one last play, maybe two. 15 seconds, clock running. Graham sets his ball club. He'll hand off straight ahead in the backfield.
Fumble, Newark Catholic. No, they say
fumble, but it was recovered by the Skins. No, who are they going to go?
Newark Catholic's ball.
The Green Wave has it with 8 ticks on the clock left.
The referee at first signaled it was Woodfield ball, and then once he got into the pile, it was picked up by Newark Catholic.
Which probably means at the bottom of the pile somebody stole it. Yeah, whatever. 6 seconds left. 5, 4. That will do it. The Green Wave's going to win it. The final score from Weiss Field, as you can see the crowd going out of the playing field, 29-7. The Newark Catholic Green Wave gives up a quick touchdown on the first play of the game. The defense shuts them out the rest of the way, and the offense just rolled early second half.
It was a very well-played game. We didn't have too many penalties. Woodfield came out. They played their hearts out. It was not as one-sided as maybe the score would lead you to believe. The final score, of course, 29-7. Woodfield did come out. They played a good game. Their seniors put everything they had into it. Newark Catholic just had a little more.
So one final time for Woodsfield. For Steve, our cameraman, Doug Leach, I'm Liam Malonzi. The Green Wave wins it, 29-7. Good evening, everyone.